Holographic breathing is probably the most amazing thing you'll ever do. It's as simple as that. No, all right. So it's new. Holographic breathing came to me about 20 years ago. It's primarily what I've used to recover from Lyme's disease or Lyme disease. It is an original breathwork system. It is kind of new. From what I can see, it hasn't been done before. In holographic breathing, for the new people, you can do this first bit just to get used to it before we go into the guided meditation to learn it. The lips are closed all of the time in holographic breathing. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth, the upper surface of the tongue. So the tip of the tongue is touching or close to the front teeth. The upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And as much as feels comfortable. And it's good just to have that in place, just so you get used to that until when we go into the guided meditations. Then on top of that, and it's probably best to wait till the meditation to do this because it's a bit counterintuitive. So on top of that, so you've got the lips closed, the upper surface of the roof of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, the breath through the nose. Then along with that, there's a very subtle and gentle motion of the jaw. On the in-breath, the jaw gently opens, and on the out-breath, the jaw gently closes. And that's not an exercise, that's not a doing, that is the breath. The movement of the breath, the movement of the muscles. If the jaw is actually relaxed, that is what happens. It's been somehow, the jaw becomes held, so that isn't happening. But when we go through the meditation in a certain way, it's like an initiation. At a certain point, it will change from an exercise or a doing to that motion just naturally happening. And that just started one day. I was meditating. I was pretty well gone with Lyme disease, and I was just sitting meditating, and this breath just started, and I thought, whoa, what is that? And I felt this wave like motion going through my face, through my brain, through my whole body, through my arms, legs, everything, breathing in, breathing out. Every cell started breathing. I could feel my whole brain breathing. It was just like amazing. And it started from this motion of the mouth, but that it's like these old-fashioned cars where you've got the thing to turn it. That starts the engine going, but then that just becomes part of everything else. Once it's going, it starts from here, but that isn't doing it. It just becomes part of that whole motion, of the breathing motion of every cell, every organ, every muscle through the whole body. And being able to feel the breathing motion of the brain and the elimination of the toxins from the brain is what healed me from Lyme disease, because I had neurological Lyme disease, and being able to eliminate those toxins with the breath and to be able to bring the health to the brain cells by them breathing is what aided me in recovering from Lyme disease. There's also channels that come through when I teach holographic breathing. As soon as I started talking about it, I feel these energies coming in. And to be honest, these seem to knock people out and make it hard to stay awake in the meditations. And if that happens, if you start passing in and out of consciousness. Don't fight it. It's good to actually get far enough through the guided meditation for the initiation of the holographic breathing to start. But once it's going and you may feel yourself drifting in and out, you don't have to fight that. You can just go with that. And if you pass in and out, that's fine. Or you can also just have your eyes just very slightly open, something like that, and it'll stop you drifting into this deeper place where you may pass out. But there's definitely a spiritual teaching in holographic breathing. There's definitely an evolution where we're going. I've got no idea, but the body evolves in holographic breathing, the brain evolves. I've cleared myself from a disease which is, 26 years. If you find someone who's had Lyme disease for 26 years and look at what they look like, it's not me. I'm pretty good and healthy. And it is just in this natural way it's done. So we go through a list of exercises to get that motion going, then it becomes natural. And we're going to take that one step further, and we are going to do it all in one meditation. So we're going to start with that motion of the jaw that spreads through the whole body, and then you take the emphasis away from the jaw because it just becomes part of the breath. You don't even have to think about it, it's just going. Then from the hands and feet, where that links to the jaw from the periphery of, so you get this wave-like motion moving through the body with the breath. And how that relates to the hands and feet is, how kittens do this pawing motion with their hands and how babies are cupping their hands and feet. I think holographic breathing is how we formed in the womb. And there's a similar thing. It's like the hands breathing in, and the same with the feet, breathing in, breathing out, they're cupping, breathing in, they're flattening, breathing out, they're cupping. And these are like the diaphragms. As that happens with the hands and feet, the diaphragm just starts taking the breath will slow down, big, long, slow breaths of the diaphragm, and it activates the pelvic diaphragm as well. So you get the breath coming from the face and the jaw, this movement spreading through the brain, the nervous system, the whole body. And then from the periphery, if you wish, you can have this same movement which grounds it. It makes it much more physical, and you get much more in contact with the movement of the bones, the movement of the muscles. And when you're doing that motion with the hands and feet, suddenly includes all of the muscles. Now I'm going to go on. For the new people, just remember having the lips closed, having the tongue, upper surface of the tongue on the roof mouth, breathing through the nose. So you're just getting used to that, and we will learn it. I'm just giving you all the information of what we're going to do first. Some people complain that I talk too much, and I try to talk less sometimes, but it just doesn't work. So I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. So you get this breathing motion through the mouth, through the face, through the whole body. And then when it includes the hands and feet, this gives you like a more spiritual breath. This is from the face, this is from the brain, this is the connection to the higher self. So a lot of spiritual and higher energies get activated when you start doing it. The face, the cranium, breathing, the neck breathing, and this connection to the beyond. With the hands and feet, it gives you a more physical grounding and the connection to the other end, the earth energies. And also whatever this change is that's going on, it's in the earth as well. It's in spiritual energies, it's in our spiraling out through the universe or galaxy. And this will connect you to the heart of whatever change is happening to mankind at this time, because it's not just on the surface, it's coming from inside, it's coming from the earth. But our experience, how we experience the breath, is everything is opening on the in-breath. Everything is closing on the out-breath. And that is just patently wrong. That isn't what's happening at all with the breath through the whole body. That may be what's happening in the lungs. The lungs are feeling up with the breath, so they are expanding in all directions on the in-breath, and they're emptying on the out-breath. But every muscle to do with the breath isn't expanding, and the arms and legs aren't expanding. Every muscle is tightening. All of the muscles are tightening to create the lifting of the ribs and the pulling down of the diaphragm. And when you include the motion of the hands and feet, arms and legs, every muscle in the arms, legs, hands and feet, there's a tension in them. They're tensing to create that motion on the in-breath, and then they're relaxing on the out-breath. So it creates this motion, not just the muscles of the chest and abdomen and spine, it's of the whole body. And the abdomen, this balloon's doing well. I think this is the 4th week this balloon has been blown up for me to demonstrate this. We think, oh, the abdomen's expanding on the in-breath. How can the abdomen expand? The abdomen is a well, it's got a tube coming in one end and a tube, or a few tubes coming in one end and one out the other, but it's going to stay pretty well the same volume. So the abdomen doesn't just expand on the in-breath. You've got the diaphragm above, the diaphragm below in the pelvic diaphragm. Breathing in, the muscles are tightening in the diaphragms, in the back, in the pelvic floor, breathing in. And we experience the expansion. We don't experience the muscles tightening, but the reality is that it's not expanding in all directions. It's contracting, and that is causing expansion. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. The brain isn't expanding in all directions. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out in the brain. In the muscles, they're not expanding in all directions. When we breathe, the muscles are contracting. Breathing in, lengthways, they're shortening and widening. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Not just the muscles, but every cell in the muscles. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So there's this whole other function to our breath that we're not aware of. And we do encapsulate that in holographic breathing. We do work with that, and you do have to encapsulate that to work with the brain properly, to work with the abdomen properly. We'll be working with that, not just in the hands and feet, but also how that works through the arms and legs. And once that starts going, you get this much deeper breath, big, long, slow moving of the pelvic diaphragm, the diaphragm under the ribs, but automatically it works through the brain. You start every brain cell. You start feeling your brain cells breathing, and the whole brain breathing, and the connection to the higher energies. I mean, see what you get free of charge here. You learn stuff that's absolutely amazing. And you can, you know, I'm going to teach it. It's recorded. It's really good to go over these recorded webinars. Every time you listen to them, there's more to learn. Especially because people spend a lot of it asleep. So get the bits where you were asleep back. So that is what we're going to do today. So it was quite a lot of explaining, and I could go into massive more depth with it. With the feet, there's a foot, previous client who hasn't done very well since his treatment. Now, you can do just this, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, but that's not really flexing the sole of the foot. Breathing in, yeah, breathing. So we will start with that. We will start flapping the foot, breathing in, breathing out. And that is a tension through the front of the legs and front of the body, and will work in to the front of the lungs. But you also have to pull through the back, from the heel up through the back of the legs. So what you get is breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And to get that, all of the muscles through the front of the leg are tightening. Even though it's an in-breath and you get this experience of everything expanding, the muscles aren't expanding. The muscles have got this, it's not like I've got to tighten it really tight, but it's this feeling of the breathing, slight tension through the muscles to create the breath. So for this to pull up both ways, you get a pull through the front of the legs and the back of the legs. So it starts off there, relaxed, breathing in through the heels and the front, and flattens, breathing out. It's like the diaphragm, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Let's do that differently. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. And it's good to do this actually standing up, so the leg does stay straight to get the front and back, but we're going to be doing that sitting or lying. Okay, that's what we're going to do. A holographic breathing is not connective breath. You have a space between the breath. It's not fast or slow. It's whatever feels good or comfortable to you. Your breath will probably slow down and become much deeper, but maybe it won't. How many people have we got here? Okay. For the new people, sometimes when we get into the meditation, people start thinking, oh, how can I have my lips closed and my tongue on the roof of the mouth and move the jaw? But I want everybody to do that now. Have your lips closed, have the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and just start bouncing the jaw up and down. So that you do this every day when you're eating. You have the lips closed, you move the jaw, and the lips stay closed. So you can let that come to an end. Could anyone not do that? Could anyone not have their lips closed and move their jaw? Speak now, or forever hold your peace. All right. I'm just reading. Are the teeth touching as a... I'll talk about that in the meditation. The teeth relax together on the out breath and come apart on the in breath. So breathing in, they're coming apart. Breathing out, they're coming back together. They just float together with no pressure, or you can have them just staying very slightly separate. whatever feels most comfortable, but they're not clenched. It's not like they're pulling tight together, they float together. The out breath is a relaxation, they just float together, or they stay very slightly separate, so the jaw is always relaxed. Don't go into it yet. I'm just going to demonstrate it so people can see that it's very subtle. The new people can see that it's very subtle. I'm going to just demonstrate it for 4 or 5 breaths, so you can see the lips are staying closed. You can see that it's very subtle. Okay. So it becomes deeply relaxing very, very quickly. So you may have not even been able to see it, that it's so fine. If it's the first time you've done this, much better to do it sitting up, to learn it. Maybe when we do the hands and feet, you can lie down, but if you're learning it, to actually learn the holographic breathing, it's good to be sitting up, because it's really easy to fall asleep and miss the actual learning of it. All right, here we go. Welcome to all the new people. Holographic breathing day for you. Holographic D-Day for the new people. All right, closing your eyes. We're going to bring in some energies. Just breathing gently, sending a smile to the earth, and allow the earth to say hello back. Notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. Notice the earth is an alive, wondrous being. Allow yourself to communicate with the earth, and sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and the beneficial energies. The beneficial energies are any spiritual guides, any divine energies you work with, any channels you like to work with. Sending a smile to the higher self and the beneficial energies, and allowing the higher self and the beneficial energies to say hello back. And notice what that feels like through your body. Allow yourself to communicate with the higher self and the beneficial energies. Notice what that feels like through your whole body. And asking the earth, the higher self and the beneficial energies to be with you through the whole webinar as your guide, as your resource, and gently breathing. The lips are relaxed and closed. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth. It's the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and as much as feels comfortable. The tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth. and as much of the tongue on the roof of the mouth as feels comfortable. Maybe half an inch, or if it feels comfortable, the whole tongue, but it has to feel easy and comfortable. And then keeping that in place, keeping the lips closed, just gently start opening and closing the jaw. Just a small amount, it's not a big amount, a small amount, half a finger width, 3 or 4 millimeters, 1/4 of an inch. Just letting the jaw open and close. Not with the breath at the minute, just getting the experience that you can move your jaw and you can keep your lips closed. And it can be at any speed, moving the jaw up and down. And now slowing that movement down. And then as the jaw is opening, allow the breath to come in through the nose. As the jaw is closing, allowing the breath to leave through the nose. So we're first going to do this in a very physical way, and then we'll change it after a while. The jaw gently opens and draws the breath in through the nose. The jaw gently closes and the breath leaves through the nose. Notice it feels like a little bellows. If the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth and the lips stay closed, as the jaw relaxes open, it draws the breath in through the nose. And as the jaw relaxes closed, it exhales the breath through the nose. Relax the back of the neck, relax the back of the head, relax your whole body. Jaw relaxing open, the breath comes in. Relaxing the jaw closed, the breath comes out through the nose. The teeth gently touch or stay slightly apart. You may start getting energy moving through your neck and head. Just let your neck be relaxed. Let the energies move. Jaw gently opens, the breath comes in. The jaw gently closes, the breath leaves through the nose. Small, relaxed motion of the jaw, half a finger width, no stress. Okay, so we're going to change that so it becomes much softer. Rather than having the emphasis on the jaw now, have the emphasis on the breath coming in through the nose. As you breathe in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. As you breathe out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Notice how everything changes. It becomes much more subtle, turns everything to energy. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. You may feel an energy moving through your body or your spine or your brain. You may move into an altered state of consciousness. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. The lips stay closed all of the time, and the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. And after a bit, that just becomes natural, as if you've always known how to breathe in this way. It's part of your DNA, it's part of your anatomy, and it's part of the movement into the new age, if you wish. We're going to move away from the emphasis in the jaw. That should just be feeling relaxed and quite natural by now. Becoming aware of the chest. As the chest is opening, the jaw relaxes open with it. As the chest is closing, the jaw closes with it. Breathing in, the chest opens, the jaw follows. Breathing out, the chest closes, the jaw follows. On the in-breath, the abdomen is opening. The jaw is naturally opened. The movement of the abdomen brings the jaw open. The movement of the abdomen brings the jaw closed. They are deeply connected. This movement is the forgotten part of our breath. This movement of the jaw is what happens when we let go of the control of our face and cranium. Notice how you can get a nice, deep breath without having to try. So the abdomen is opening, if the jaw is opening, notice how this really gives you a lovely, deep breath into your abdomen. Makes it much easier for the abdomen and diaphragm to move. Notice how you start getting energies moving through your brain. It starts affecting your brain. Your brain starts to breathe, the energies start traveling through your brain. There's a communication from your abdomen, from your body into the brain. Your brain starts breathing with your abdomen, with your chest, with your organs. You start moving into a far more fundamental physical and energetic experience of the breath. You can breathe right down into your pelvis. Notice how you can get right down into your pelvis, into the pelvic floor, into the sides of your pelvis. You breathe in, the sides of your pelvis opening on the in-breath, the sides of your pelvis closing on the out-breath. And you might also be feeling the connection to the higher self, or a spiritual channel, or your connection to your higher self, your beneficial energies, some transcendental spiritual teacher energies. If you're feeling that, allow that spiritual communication. Holographic breathing is a spiritual, physical breath work. It includes the spiritual, it includes the divine energies of the earth. Allow yourself to be aware of that. It's a whole breathing, healing system. You feel every cell in your body breathing. As you breathe in, every cell opens. As you breathe out, every cell closes. You can feel it down through your arms and legs, your hands and feet. As you breathe in, every cell is breathing in. As you breathe out, every cell is breathing out. There's a physicality to holographic breathing. It naturally and easily gives you the experience of cellular breathing, this movement of the jaw, or allowing the jaw to become part of the breath, opens the communication through your whole body, and you can feel every cell breathing. This is profoundly healing. It's profoundly healing to feel your cells breathing. Okay, we're going to bring this into a more physical breath in the hands and feet. We're going to start off with the feet, and if you're new or if you want to lie down, it's probably easier lying down, or at least so you can have your legs out straight, because it's not going to work very well if you've got bent knees and bent elbows. So you need your arms and legs to be able to be straight, and if that means lying down, that may be easier. Either way, we'll start off with just flapping the feet. On the in-breath, a bit like the feet are flapping up, and then on the out-breath, the feet are flapping down and cupping. So they're flattening as they lift, and they're cupping as they come down. And notice how you have to tense or work with the front of the thighs to get that movement. Breathing in, the toes are pulling up. Breathing out, the toes are dropping down. Notice how this affects the whole front of your body. You may start passing out a little bit because it's not balanced. Now bring the awareness right back into your heels, and it pulls up the front of the feet and it pulls up the heels from the back of the legs. So the feet just flatten. They don't flap up, they just flatten. The toes pull back, the feet flatten on the in-breath. Breathing out, the front and back of the legs relax and the feet cup. So you get the feet pulling from the heels and the toes at the same time. They flatten and open. Breathing out, the feet cup. Now notice how your breath really starts to slow down. And you start getting this long, deep breath in your diaphragm as the feet flatten. Notice how the diaphragm pulls down and pulls down some more, pulls down. You get this long, slow breath of the diaphragm as your feet flatten. Then as they cup, the diaphragm is slowly relaxing and rising. So you get this much deeper, more physical, longer breath. You get a perfect connection to your diaphragm. As the front and back of the feet are pulling up and flattening, you get this slight tensing through the legs to do that. The diaphragm pulls slowly down. And then they relax, the feet cup, The diaphragm slowly rises, so it gives you this long, slow, much more physical breath. You are becoming aware of what the muscles are doing to produce the breath. You're becoming aware of a whole physical breath. And you can do the same with the arms, having your arms kind of straight, the hands flattening, the fingers pulling back, the toes pulling back. There is long, deep breath in the diaphragm. The jaw is relaxing open. Breathing out, the hands and feet relax, the jaw slowly closes, the diaphragm lifting and lifting. So you go into this much longer, much deeper breath. You can notice how you can gauge your breath, how you can move your breath with the hands, feet, arms and legs. The feet are flattening and there's this slight tension through the arms and legs. You get a long, slow in-breath. You're relaxing the arms and legs and the hands and feet are cupping. You get this long, slow out-breath. You're viewing the physical motion of every muscle and every cell in every muscle through your body. And this rises through your back, behind your abdomen, behind your ribs, up through your neck, connects to this motion of the jaw, connects to the muscles of the cranium, connects to the muscles of the face. It's a whole body breath, every muscle, every cell in every muscle. Deep, slow in-breath, diaphragm dropping. All of those muscles relaxing, big, slow out-breath, the diaphragm rising. You might feel the elbows straightening because they're like diaphragms as well. The back of the knees, the front of the elbows flattening on the in-breath with the diaphragms. Relaxing on the out-breath with the diaphragms. It's not just the diaphragm under the ribs, it's the pelvic floor, it's the roof of the mouth, it's the tentorium, the horizontal diaphragm through the brain. Notice it working into your brain. It's working through the whole body. Feel the glial cells of the brain breathing. Not sure how they're breathing, but they're breathing on the in-breath with the hands and feet and all of the other cells. All of the muscular cells relax, the brain cells relax. All of the cells have an internal skeleton, they have an internal muscle system. As you breathe in, all of the cells of the brain do the same. As you breathe out, all of the cells of the brain breathe out. Notice how this movement of the hands and feet starts becoming natural, like the movement of the jaw, and you become just as aware of the heels of the hands and the heels of the feet as part of that whole movement as the toes. You get front and back balancing each other and making the perfect breath and deep moving diaphragm. It's not just the cells of the brain that start to breathe. It's the cells of the organs, of the digestive tract, of the heart, of the lungs. We're aware of the breath coming into the lungs, but are we aware of all of the cells within the physicality? The lungs are a really heavy organ. They're not made of air. All of the cells of the lungs breathing, and they can't just fill in all directions. They breathe like balloons. They move in different directions. If they open in one direction, they're shortening in the other. So all the cells of the lungs, the heart, the organs in the abdomen, the digestion, the genitalia, every cell in the body, whether it's to do with our physical breathing of the breath or not, does not matter. Every cell of every organ, of every muscle, of every bone, breathing in. With the hands, feet, jaw, diaphragms, breathing out. Notice your breath is probably twice as long and twice as deep. And that your brain is completely another. To let this movement and breath go through the brain, you have to start channeling. You cannot no longer be your small identity. You move onto a different level of consciousness. As the energy, as the breath goes through your brain, and you do a whole body, every cell, breath. Breathing out. Letting your brain breathe. You have to let go of your brain, let go of your thoughts, connect to the divine energies, connect to your higher self. From the hands and feet you can connect with the breathing motion of the earth and the energies of the earth. And the whole universe is breathing. Every cell in us is breathing, every organ, every part of us is breathing, the earth is breathing, the divine energies are breathing, the solar system is breathing, the galaxy and universe. One breath, one body, one cell. Notice it's not just your hands and feet, it's also the arms and legs. The elbows and knees flattening on the in-breath. The elbows and knees relaxing on the out-breath. Okay, you can let that become much more gentle. Much more easy. Letting everything soften. The movement of the hands and feet become much more gentle. Be aware of your spiritual connection through your whole body, your earth connection through your whole body. I'm going to come back in about a minute. Okay, sending a thank you to the earth. Sending a thank you to the higher self and the beneficial energies. Letting the energies go off for love and healing to the earth. Letting the energies go off for love and healing to the higher self and beneficial energies. And allowing yourself to be loved and healed. Letting the energies go off to all sentient beings for love and healing. And you are a sentient being. Allowing yourself to be loved and healed. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourself to come back. So we kind of went through like holographic relationships or fractals of the cells, of the organs, of the body, the earth, the higher self, and out and out. We work in the advanced webinars, we work with the different energy systems. There's 7 different energy systems we work with. And all of the different areas of the body have those energy systems mapped out in them. And we're in a series at the minute where we're working with the energy systems in the hands, feet, arms and legs. So those energies are mapped out in the hands and feet, and they're also mapped out in the arms and legs and reflect through the whole body. These advanced webinars are much more pokey, they're more strong. I'm not teaching holographic breathing at the beginning, so we've got much more time to really go into the energies in more depth. And there's kind of a family there, so the energy just is already going. So if you want to carry on with what we've been working with today and take that into more depth. But for the new people or anybody, they're well worth, the advanced webinars are well worth a visit. They're paid for, but they're not expensive. And I think it's good to pay me as well as do ones for free. I don't know that everybody feels that, but I feel that. It's nice to have the energy going both ways. So that is there and available for everybody. I've been thinking about it for quite a while now, and somebody else was mentioning it to me last week. I really have got to start training people to do what I do. Not just for webinars, but I do a lot of individual sessions, and I've mainly taught this in individual sessions really for the last 20 years, where it matches people's process and whatever they want to go into, whether it's emotional stuff, past lives, injuries, illnesses, karma, upsets, whatever it is. We can work with that with the holographic breathing, with the channeled energies, with the different intrinsic energies of holographic breathing. I just haven't had a clue how to teach that, and I still don't have a clue how to teach that, but I just thought I would start.